Alright, so in this one, if you didn't see, we do have Ultra Rose coming to Dragon Ball Legends. Honestly, I could just go on Twitter real quickly here. I'm sure I could find it real quickly, just a screenshot of his, art that I tweeted out, or his in-game animations that we did see from the Battle Hour. He is coming. We don't know his color. We don't know his, range, melee, all that stuff. But I'm here to tell you why you should summon, and just hear me out while I go over this. So, we can look at LF Rose for an example. This is regardless of color, this is a reasoning to summon. There's multi-reasons to summon. I'm gonna go over them. Just give me a second to explain it. So, Rose's tags, which is Saiyan, Future, God Ki, and PO there, right? The important tags. So, we look at Future as his main thing. The best unit being a blue Zamasu, right? You have, LF Rose who's solid. You have kind of hit with this PO leader slot thing that's solid. Zamasu can be built Strike or Blast based, on top of Zamasu being the best blue. So let's say this Rose is blue, for the sake of it. For the worst color, the worst banner, let's just say the worst situation, he's blue. Right now, green is the most down bad color. You have the 4s, GT's kind of getting hurt a little bit, right? They're not in the most ideal spot, and honestly, you could just run hit. That's, blue, blue, red, that would still run out because greens are not that great. The 4s being the best ones, they still have a little bit of holdback, and then Zamasu has a debuff power against blue cards. Like, there's just problems with greens right now. You look at Rev UI, his problem is he's just simply not good enough compared to his allies. While he's a solid unit, he's not good enough compared to his allies. So if you're even summoning, and he's the worst color, the worst Ultra banner, like, these are things that could easily be the case. There's still a reason, because greens are so down bad, this unit being blue would not be bad. Now let's go to a more, normal situation, right? Let's just go over every color, and I think that'll validate the reasonings to summon that. I'm saying it now, even before seeing his kit, all these things, to validate the reasoning summon. And I understand it's an Ultra banner. I've touched on the concept of UGB. We look at it hindsight-wise now. What was more worth summoning for? The 4s, VT, or UGB? It was UGB, right? During that whole Legends Fest. Well, we're at that point right now. What's more worth summoning? That's happened in the past. 17, Rev UI, or this Ultra. I'm going to touch on why is this Ultra right now. So we look at other colors, right? We just went over blue, so let's touch on, for the sake of it, let's touch on, green real quickly. Clearly, green needs help. So if he's green, he's going to help out very well. He'll flow with hit on a PO/Future-based setup, and I'm going to mention PO and Future very much so, because right now, Future's best setup is Rose. Strike base is LF Rose, Zamasu, and hit. Right there, that's what you want to do. The reason you want to kind of sideline, you want to sideline Rose is because his damage output is not that high. Obviously, this Ultra would have high entry, high numbers, similar to 110%, 130% from other Ultras, because they're not going to make his damage worse off than, like, let's say, Broly or UBK or USV, even, who's a defense type, right? They're going to make the stats good, so being a green would be a perfect color. It wouldn't be ideal, obviously, because the settings of PvP and how UGB exists, but it would be a good enough color to warrant summoning. Once again, 2 reasonings. Then, we keep going here. Just look at the colors. Purple. Purple, they want Rose replaced. They want him Vamoose. This is the reason why Future isn't such a top-tier broken team, is because Rose's output is not good enough. It's fine, it does its job, but it's not good enough in comparison to the units that are, like, alongside. Like, Zamasu, crack cocaine, really. Hit, crack fucking drugs, like, on output, really. Like, realistically, Hit is broken in damage. Like, he's probably the best individual damage dealer in the game who doesn't need an amplification. Like, I have a video of him just doing shit on his own. Just 1v3ing on his own. You have a good purple, an ultra purple. I don't think it would be, considering, we just got fucking ultra purple back-to-back with Broly and UGB. But if he is, yeah, definitely worth summoning for. Then even to continue further on, yellow. By the way, I expect his Ultra ability to be Future, not God Ki. I'll touch on God Ki a little bit, but Future is really, like, the mainstay here, right? That's what I'm looking at, that I'm like, holy shit, this would be so great. Listen, yellow, this one's like a harsh one for me here, because I want Puddle gone. Puddle has been around too long. It's not because my slander toward him, it's because Puddle simply has aged too well. There's units that you kind of want to die out because they just have been around too long. You're like, you're tired of fighting them, right? That's what Puddle is for me, and for a lot of players. So, having him be strike-based, and then boom. You have a spot to just throw away Puddle, get him off the team. The Ultra is not going to be worse than Puddle. Sublime. Beautiful, even. And then the last color here being red. Who the hell are you running on this? Yeah, nobody. Not even the LF droids, not CMZ with his plat. You're not running anybody here. Red just kind of works. Every single color he can be works for the team he wants to run on. Now, I'll touch on God-Key a little bit, again, because he's on the tag. I don't really have a much care for God-Key in this setting, because, again, this is Rose. I'm thinking of Future. That's just kind of what you think of when you see Rose, right? So I'm thinking of that, but God-Key, color-wise here, obviously, I don't want it to be purple for the sake of being, you know, another third fucking Ultra Purple. But the color for God-Key that he'd preferably be is red. Again, God-Key's not much far off from Future, where it's just like, okay, here's MUI instead, here's God Goku instead, and that's really all the additions that we get for red units on God-Key instead of just Future. And, you know, because a lot of God-Key characters are Future, because they're all DBS related, right? I would say red would be ideal, but I'm not thinking about God-Key, man. I'm thinking about Future. And even if I look at the current Ultra Banner, like, to be real, is it bad? Yes, I agree. It is bad. But could it have good value further on down the road? Could it? I feel like G4 Zenkai's kinda amongst us. I feel like GB's Zenkai's kinda amongst us. I feel like, oh, like, one of these units getting a Zenkai soon within the next, like, 4 to 5 months is kinda among us. And then if I think of Rose's banner, what would it have? Super Saiyan Blue Green Vegeta. He's actually decent for the LBR that's on right now. I know it's very limited, the LBR, but that's actually decent. CMZ probably returns. I know, that's just a bummer, but it probably happens. And then the other LFs, I mean, if I just look at future God-Key characters here, we could probably, like, form a thought process of who would return very quickly. Let me open both tags just up for you guys. And an LF that could return, let's say 2 more of them, right? Just for the simplistic sake of it. I could see SOH returning, Sword of Hope, and then what if he got something? I mean, if he got a plat, he actually would be solid. Like, this unit actually just needs a plat. Like, deadass, that's all he needs. And then I couldn't see GV, but I could see Cell returning, and Cell definitely is, like, one of the better aging LFs that hasn't gotten much besides his early plat. Like, he got it very quick, right? But I could see that happening. Even if VB returns, like, there's units here that are very much candidates to get these plat equips. Like, if I got Rose and I thought, you know, Rose coming to the game, I would think VB, Sort of Hope, somebody future related that's going to, like, be a color synergy. Let's say he's red, or let's say he's yellow. Kind of a situation where they could color synergize. Getting a plat equip would not be far off, and, you know, seemingly being a desired red color, because, well, it's not the greatest thing because you can just Leo Slot hit, but then you kind of just do a situation where you don't Leo Slot hit, that you have better peers on yourself. It's kind of a mixed bag. It's all up to your discretion, but let's say you want to build pure future. I mean, you still have Rose, Zamasu, LF Rose, or Ultra Rose, rather, right? LF Rose, then Ultra Rose. I could just see it. I could actually just see, like, either you or you being on the banner. I could see you being on the banner. Then from those units, I mean, you're fine enough to run. You're platable and being fine. You're platable and being fine. I just think this is such a W banner. Future has very good value. Zamasu is not going to age off very quickly. Hits damage if you're going to leader him on a PO setup, which is kind of the mix of Future that I've been mentioning. It's not going to age badly at all. It gets, like, I think it's like 230% against blues. Like, bro goes fucking crazy, and he gets 200% against overall units. Like, this unit is doing things that's fucking wild. And this Rose dropping to try to be fucking on the team, it makes Future, like, a candidate to be a top tier team if it has any sense of just replacing Rose. And the only reason it wouldn't replace LF Rose, I couldn't even tell you. I think this Ultra would just easily replace LF Rose, then boom, Future rises up to, like, top 3 team. I don't think it's even a question. I think you guys should summon. Obviously, I'm going to summon. Let me know what you guys think of Ultra Rose, your thoughts on him. I'll see you guys in the next one.